Okay, everyone. So let's go back to our previous one. So we have already seen that how to do the migration between uh, if there are multiple instances or if there is one instance on the cloud and there is one instance inside our own data center, we can do the migration. We had tried to do the MySQL over here, and then we gave the MySQL version over here. If you want, you can do it this way, which will anyhow go and create a new MySQL instance, which I don't want as of now. So what I'll do is I'll just go and click on restore from S3 as we were doing earlier. We will just go and type the bucket name over here and we will try to restore from there. And then it was erroring out, and we'll see why that error came in the first place. So let's go now. So first of all, we'll have to select the bucket. Okay, so fine. Let's go and have a look at the bucket by going inside our S3 console. If you remember, the S3 console is the latest one anyhow. So we could have seen. So let's go back over here. So we can also go to our console and have a look at the bucket by going over here. Also, bucket name was migration Feb 2021. So let's go to RDS and the bucket name. I will just select the bucket name, and I don't have any subfolder right now. And though it is advisable always to use a subfolder, that's a better way of doing that. But if you're not, it's fine. So if I go over here and I give a database name, let's say I put the password as password over here, and I go inside confirm password and I type password over here, and then I can select a class. In ideal scenarios, you should always go for a R class or a X class, and you should go for any of these machines. And let's say I'm going for a R5 large over here. And if I go and click on create database over here, it is going to give me an error, like we have seen also, missing required key S3 ingestion role ARN. So just by looking at this error, you can understand this is because of two things. First of all, because you are directly hitting the root folder over here, but more than that, the error is because this, you see, this RDS is trying to access your S3 bucket, and service of AWS cannot directly go and access the S3 bucket. For that, you have to go and create a role. So to create a role, you just have to go back to your IAM, and you will create a role over here, and you will tell IAM that, okay, RDS can access my S3 bucket. There shouldn't be any problem with that. So let's do that now. So I'll go to my roles over here, and I'll click on create roles, and I will say that, okay, this service has to be used by whom? It has to be used by RDS. So let's just go and select RDS, in which case it will ask me for multiple options. Now I'll select the add role to database because it allows to grant RDS access to additional resources on your behalf. So I click on next permission, and over here I will select the permission for S3. Why S3? Because I have to go and select my S3 bucket, or rather my R3, my RDS has to go and access my S3 bucket. So I give access to S3 for access over here. I go to tags over here. I click on review and I call this permission. So let's call me this permission as let me access S3 bucket hyphen RDS. Okay, so this permission should be there. Then if I click on create role now, the only thing that is left is I just have to go back to my RDS console the moment this is created. If you see it had errored out, fair enough. Uh, I go inside my IAM role over here and I just have to click on refresh. Please remember to click on refresh so that it can do that. So I just go and type my new role name that I had created. I go down and I click on create database, and this time you see it should go and automatically create a database for you, which is doing it on MySQL community, and it is doing it on this instance, and it is created. Now this is another way by which you can migrate your on-premises database inside your RDS session. So that is also a way which can be employed to migrate the sessions or migrate the database or migrate the applications or whatever migration scenario you have inside your AWS console. So yes, that's it. And if now everything is done, you can just click on the database identifier. In ideal scenarios, the developers will certainly ask for the endpoint over here. Endpoint is the place where you should go and access that endpoint to get your database details. So once it is all up and running right now, because it is still creating over here, once it is all up and running, it should show you the endpoint also, and it should show you the port also, which can be used by you to connect to that instance. And that's how you can migrate your MySQL database to AWS.